Hey there, this is Mrs. Pierce. I just wanted to take a moment or a couple moments to go over a couple of things that could help your child be more successful in pre-algebra. So I am your child's pre-algebra teacher, or if you are in my class, then obviously I am your pre-algebra teacher. So quite a few of you, first of all, are doing a fantastic job with remote learning in pre-algebra. So just keep doing what you're doing. But for those of you that are not doing a fantastic job right now, mostly it's because you're just not putting in effort or you're not doing the homework. And so I want to point out a couple of things. This is my third retake here, and last time it was 15 minutes long and I went over, so I'm going to try to make this really fast. I made Miss Haynes a honorary member of our class so that I could give her some fake grades and show you what grades look like in Schoology. So let me just kind of quickly go through and do that. If you ever need to know what we do in class, you can click on this Welcome to Pre-Algebra with Mrs. Pierce here. My email is right here. My expectation, here's the class time. There's the link. It's probably on this Schoology page about 5 times. Responsibilities, here's a huge responsibility that some children are losing points for. Every day at 10:20, my expectation is that they get on today's assignment. It'll be assigned with a date as the title, so it's easy to find. And then on the day's assignment, the first thing we'll say, log into Zoom at 10:20, and while you're waiting for Mrs. Pierce to check attendance and let me in, make sure you do the warm-up. And the warm-up is going to be to answer a question in the discussion post that follows. Every single day, it's the same exact thing. The discussion post needs to be turned in by 10:25. Unless it's a longer one, then I'll specify that it can be done a little bit longer, a little bit later. So this is 1 point every day. It's more for accountability, but also just to get your child's brain thinking about math a little bit. And so I'm still having some students that are not doing this on time. They're not doing it at all. And if you think about it, if we have 30 days of class where I have a discussion post, that's like getting a 30 out of 30. That's getting 100% on a quiz, really. So if your child is doing that every day on time, just like they're supposed to be doing, they're going to that's going to boost their grade. However, the opposite of that, if they're not doing it on time, they're not getting to class on time, or they're not submitting it the right way, then it's going to lower their grade a lot. And that shouldn't happen. I go over this almost every single day with them. I remind them that it's due at 10:25. And so I just wanted to kind of give a shout out to you so that you can remind them, hey, don't forget, you should be in math class at 10:20, and don't forget to do the discussion or the warm up by 10:25. I will let you read the other things here as well. Grading though for homework, every day just about your child will have homework and it's worth 2 points. 2 points doesn't sound like a lot, but again, if they have 30 homework assignments in a marking period, that's 60 points. And so if they do their homework consistently and they turn it in on time, that is like getting 100% on a major test. So that's huge. And by doing their homework and getting a 2 out of 2, it doesn't have to be accurate. It doesn't have to be right. I go through and I peruse it quickly just to see if they've shown effort. If there was a graph that they were supposed to do, I make sure they actually did a graph that day. If there was a problem I know that needed some extra work, I make sure that they actually showed some work. So I do look for effort when I grade the homework, but it also has to be on time. So if it's late, if it's less than 4 days late, I give them 1.5 points out of 2. And if it's more than 4 days late, they get 1 out of 2 points. So, missing a homework assignment here or there is not a big deal. Being late a couple of times is not going to hurt their grade. But when they're consistently late or consistently don't do it, it's definitely hurting the grades. One, it's hurting the grades because they're losing points. But two, with math, we have to practice it just like everything else. So if they're not practicing it and putting in an effort into it, either they don't know what they don't know, or they're not getting the good practice in to know what to do when the test comes. So homework is really important in math for lots of reasons. All right, let me quickly go over. So you can at any point ask your child to log into Schoology while you're there and look at grades. So on the left-hand side here, they should just click on grades. I just want to show you what that looks like really quick. So Miss Haynes is not doing too well in pre-algebra right now. So if you look at her assessments, she had a 20 out of 30 on a quiz. She got a 32 out of 50 on her test. And then if you notice, it says Chapter 2 test retake. That only shows up for students that got less than an 80%. So if they got less than an 80%, they may retake a test. Only a test, not quizzes. And when they retake a test, they can only earn up to an 80%. Just because they hopefully should have put in more effort before the test to earn those higher grades like the other children that did. But I do let them retake it. So if they got a C or a D, or if they failed the test, they can still bring that back up to get an 80% or higher. I'm not going to click on it right now, but if you click on any of these things, you can see, and then you click on the submission, you can actually see what I've marked up. So just a 20 out of 30, that doesn't really tell me anything except, oh, I missed 10 points. So you would, or your child needs to go through and say, oh, what exactly did I do wrong? What did Mrs. Pierre mark wrong? Did she write any notes to me about what I was doing? And so those are the things that are important. Even if they got a 29 out of 30, there's still one thing that they did wrong. So they should still click in there and look on that test to see what I marked up that they got wrong. Test retakes. We'll go over that in a minute. So let me show you some assignments. What you're looking for when a child's like, oh, am I missing any work? You're looking for this orange hexagon. So the orange hexagon says something is missing. And sometimes what's missing happened a long time ago. Like right now it's December 2nd, and Miss Haynes has something missing from November 3rd. She's not going to know what it was. So if you click on this link right here, it will tell you exactly what you had to do that day. Okay? Go back to grades here. So that is just missing. Now here, okay, a warm-up. This is a day that Miss Haynes was probably absent, so I excused her from that warm-up. Here's one that says this is the wrong assignment. So it's missing. Your child may have this little, looks like a page that shows that they actually submitted something. I didn't get Miss Haynes to submit a lot of things, but that would show up here. So maybe there's a little thing that shows that they submitted it, and your child's like, but I submitted it, I did it. But look at my comments. It says this is the wrong assignment. So yeah, they might have submitted something, but it's not the right thing. And so then they can go through here, click on it, and see, oh, what was I supposed to do? Oh, right, that was questions 31, 37, 38, 39, 40. So that's what they should have submitted that day. Okay, this is a good chance for you to see what my assignments look like. This was from Friday, November 13th. It says, again, log on to Zoom at 10:20 and complete the warm-up by 10:25. This is also the link to Zoom, so they didn't have to go somewhere else for it. Here's the warm-up. It says, see the attached answer key for last night's homework, check your answers, post in the discussion post that follows which questions you'd like me to go over. Recently I've added to that also, if you're good, just say I'm good, if you understood everything. And so here's the answer key. So they just click here, boom, now I can check my answers. I know if I'm right. If I got something wrong and I still don't know how to do it, I'm going to tell Mrs. Pierce right now so she can go over it. Here's my classwork, and then here's my homework. I color code this every day exactly the same. So when students say, I don't know what the homework is, I'm like, I don't know what else I can do to help you, because every single day, this is what the assignment looks like. So they can always go here, and it's by the date it is assigned. So this is due, now this is a Friday, so this would have been due Monday, right? But the assignment is in the date that it was assigned. So I just wanted you to see what that looks like from your child's vantage point. And again, if any of these assignments are missing and they're like, I don't know what to do, all they have to do is go over here and click on it, and it will tell them exactly what they had to do. This assignment right here was an IXL assignment, and it says, as of 11/29, you had a score of 60, but you need a score of 85. So that's why it had that missing. And it says, email me when complete. So, Schoology and IXL, they don't just alert me that your child turned something in. So they do need to let me know when they have turned it in. Now, also, as far as assignments go, I just wanted to let you know that, even if your child emails me and says, hey, Mrs. Pierce, I submitted something today, I submitted my late work. I am teaching usually on Zoom nonstop from 8 a.m. until 3 p.m. Um, and then I go home and then I have to do my, the things that I'm responsible for at home. Sometimes I'm able to get away and grade things at night, but honestly, I've made it a little habit of going to my favorite coffee shop downtown on a Saturday morning, and I bring up my laptop and my iPad, and that's when I do all the late work. I go in because it's actually kind of time consuming because everybody's late work is at a different spot. And so usually on weekends, that is when I will grade everybody's homework that they've turned in late. So if your child's like, oh, I turned it in Tuesday and by Wednesday it's not graded, that's because, that's not my priority to grade it if they turned it in late. So just so you know, usually on the weekends is when I will get caught up with all late work grading. Okay, let me go to one more thing I want to show you. I know it's been 11 minutes. I am so sorry, but there's so much I want to tell you. And I thought this was the best way to get the information to all of you. So I told you that Miss Haynes didn't do well on her test. Here's where it says that they're retaking a test. I believe there were about 7 students that didn't do well on this Chapter 2 test, and only 2 of them have retaken it. So, there's some people's like, how can I, get my grade better? That's one way to boost their grade. But these are the things that they need to do. They need to see me twice, or if they work with a tutor, I'm okay with that. I can't remember if I told you guys that already or not. But if they work with a tutor, as long as they work with a tutor in 2 different sessions on their test corrections, then they just need to email me and let me know that, and I'll give them credit for that. They need to turn in test corrections just like I have on this directions paper right here. I'm not going to click on that because you can click on that later, and then they may retake the test. So that might take 2 weeks. I don't want them like, oh, I failed a test today, I'm going to retake it tomorrow. It's my experience that they aren't going to do any better if they just retake it the next day. So I really want them to do better on a test and understand it, not just, oh, let me get a better grade. I think that is all that I have for you. Please, if you have any questions, reach out to me, email me. I should be doing more of that. I realize, however, you guys have this at your fingertips. So, if we can work together and you can look at their grades and, ask them to see Schoology from time to time and see what they're missing, and I can help them with their math, that would be awesome. If there's anything else that I can do, please let me know. Yeah, so here's to hopefully a better rest of the year in pre-algebra. And again, let me know if you have any questions. Pierce out.